This movie is a fairy tale brought to life. Hey everybody, it's Marshall Monk here, and this is going to be my Beauty and the Beast movie review, and I can tell you, this movie is absolutely perfect. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this movie at all. It is stunning, it's basically fabulous, because they bring a fairy tale to life, and I feel like live-action fairy tales are just getting more and more popular. I mean, Maleficent was kind of popular, Cinderella was like, there for a moment, it was like, the most biggest thing for like a split second, but this movie is just it right now. It's basically the it film to go see. It's so amazing. And I can tell you that the experience going to the theater was just, it was crazy. So I got to the theater really late, and I basically thought, maybe they can squeeze me in. But the show, the 6:30 show, was sold out. And so I was gonna buy a ticket to sneak in, just like I buy a ticket to a different movie to sneak in. But I couldn't do that either because I didn't have enough for evening price. So I was basically not going to see Beauty and the Beast. But then my friend rushed out and charmed the employees, the staff, to get me in. So I got in to see Beauty and the Beast, and I can tell you I'm so lucky for that because this movie was just that, it was that great. So let's start out with what I thought about the movie. The movie was just stunning all around, but I think the cast really made the characters come to life. I loved seeing Belle. I thought Emma Watson was so amazing as this character. She is so thoughtful, so loving, and she's now a role model. I feel like Emma Watson was a role model before, but she's just that amazing. Like, I'm gushing over Emma's performance here because it was just so perfect. I mean, she is Belle. Just like Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. Hugh Jackman is Wolverine. We have Emma Watson is Belle. And I think that that's really important for what a role can do for the rest of your life. I mean, just talk to Hugh Jackman about it. So I think that if they ever wanted to bring her back, I don't think they'll ever do a Beauty and the Beast 2. But if they ever wanted to, I would love to see Emma Watson do that. I mean, Beauty and the Beast 2 would have to be an original story. I don't know how they would do that, but I feel like Disney could pull it off if they wanted to, but I don't think they'll make another Beauty and the Beast. And Emma Watson says she's going to take a break after making this movie, but I think Emma Watson is Belle. I think she'll forever be Belle. And I love that because she's just that great at the character. And I really think that she is going to make so much love and respect from this movie. That's how really great Emma Watson did in this film. I loved her from every step of the way. She did great with the vocals and the singing. I don't know how much of it is really her, because I never really knew Emma could sing, but it's just that fantastic to see in this movie. I think my favorite musical piece, like my favorite performance, I guess you could say, in this movie, was definitely the beginning, where Belle, we get introduced to the character Belle. That was a really great performance. And I also like the song where she sings about, like, not being Gaston's wife, like she doesn't want to be Gaston's wife. I can't remember the name of that one, but I love that piece as well because it's just so fantastic. I love hearing that one, especially when Emma sings it. It's just that grand, and that fantastic. I don't know, I'm trying to find a word for it. Spectacular, I guess. It's that great. And I also love the chemistry between Dan Stevens' Beast and Emma's Belle. I just love it. It's so, like, off the chain, I guess. I don't know what to call it. It's just that great. It's so magical. That's what this movie is. It's magical. And the chemistry between both of them makes it even more magical. I think it really works. And they really do fall in love. You can see it. And they've added some more dialogue in here from, not from the original film, but they've added dialogue from the script that just really helps us see why they fall in love in the first place. It's really kind of a remake of the first movie, but it's also retelling the story in a different light, in a different way. And I like that. And the detail is so fabulous. I love the detail of this film. Maleficent, The Jungle Book, Cinderella, a lot of people have said that those movies are really brought to life, but this movie is just brought to life. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a full-scale magical world that you really see come to life. I actually would kind of compare it to Wizard of Oz or Alice in Wonderland. It's just that incredible it's that incredible to behold in this film. And it's great. And I love seeing the sets and the castle. It's fantastic. I love it. It just really helps you fall into the fantasy, and I really do appreciate that. Now, Dan Stevens as Beast, oh, it was so amazing. I loved Dan Stevens. There was a new song, or an original song, that they added to the movie called Forevermore, I believe that's what it's called. And Dan Stevens, oh, he pulls it off so well. I think that it was so great to see that. I didn't even know Dan could, like, sing at all, but Dan actually took voice lessons and everything just for this film alone. And I love that. I love how dedicated he was to the character. He did a really good job making this character his own, but still kind of portraying the Beast we met in the old movie. Same for Emma Watson, but I feel like Emma Watson's just Emma Watson, like she's that good. So I feel like Dan Stevens really kind of brings something new and different to Beast. I mean, Emma as well brought that for Belle, but she's really just Belle, you know? She just is Belle. But Dan Stevens kind of morphs the character to his own, and I like that. I like that quite a bit. And I do think that there's so much, there's so much here for Dan Stevens, even though most of the movie he is the Beast and not, his regular human self. But he brings emotion, so much emotion into this. And I really do think he clicks really well with Emma Watson. Again, still as, like, most of the time of the movie, a Beast, that's mostly CGI. So it's like, you get it, right? It's just so great to behold. Now, I really did like the other characters as well. Maurice, I loved Maurice. I can't remember the actor who plays him, but the actor who plays him comes from, like, a Broadway background, but he's also from a film background, and he brings both of that to this film. And it just really works. And he's like a really nice character. I really liked the actor who played him, just because of both, again, the theater and the film background. It just really helped you see both sides of it, because there really is a lot of theater aspects and a lot of musical aspects of this film. I mean, of course, it's a musical, so you get that. But Maurice especially helps you see both sides. So I like that. Now, Gaston is so evil in this movie. And, of course, we have LeFou and all those characters, and we'll talk about them. But I really do think that the, MVPs of the movie are really, Lumiere, sorry, I said that wrong, and Mrs. Potts, like, all those other characters that you see, all the, antique characters, I get it, because, like, antique, not because the characters are really old, because, like, the first movie, but, you get it. But they're really great. I love seeing all the characters really brought to life, and I was kind of worried when I heard they were making the movie back when it was announced, because I was like, how are they going to pull off the characters? Like, how is that going to work? And they really do well here. Be Our Guest was such a nice musical, and I love all the actors, because all of their voices just really did well in Be Our Guest. So it was such an amazing performance. One of my favorite Disney songs of all time, actually. Now let's talk about Gaston and LeFou. Gaston is so evil in this movie. Like, they make him really evil, even more evil. Like, to me, he seems a little bit more evil than he was in the animated one. Because in the animated movie, he was a bit funnier. I mean, he was funny in the beginning of the movie when he was, like, when he was talking to Belle. And Emma Watson had, like, some really funny lines, too, like, rejecting him. But he's a little less funny and a little bit more evil. And I love that. LeFou, however, I love Josh Gad's LeFou. But the problem about him is he's an LGBT character. And that's not a problem. Because, LGBT, I mean, I'm all for it. But they make such a big deal about it. Disney did. And then they kind of don't really represent it here. Maybe because it's a family film and they didn't want to really go overboard with it, but they kind of underdid it too, because it really wasn't clear that they were trying to make this big LGBT, kind of show, or like kind of representation, and they didn't really bring it justice. But my favorite part of the film would have to be the dance, the iconic dance, the yellow dress dance, that's what I call it, from the original movie. Oh, it's so beautiful to bring to real life. Again, live action is just so spectacular. It's so amazing to see here. And they've done so well with this movie. And I think that the yellow dress dance, or whatever you want to call it, the Beauty and the Beast theme dance, is just, almost made me cry. And I heard, I went with a group of people, and I think some of them cried watching the film. It was that emotional. It was that full of depth. So the movie is just so perfect. It's perfect the way it is. I wouldn't change anything about it. Again, there were a few bumps with some characters, but I loved this movie. I fell in love watching it. It was like I was watching the original all over again, and it was so iconic to see. So what do you guys think of the movie? Comment down below. Don't forget to go see it if you haven't yet. I didn't really drop any spoilers in this video, so you guys can go see, because there really isn't anything to spoil, because of course it's the original remake. So go see the movie. Don't forget to scream this video out to the world by sharing it down below. Don't forget to like and favorite this video for more videos if you like this one. And don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Have a good day, and bye-bye.